Hello, everybody. Hello. Yule Squatch, how's it going, my friend? Good to see you. I hope everything is going well with your computer. I know you were having some trouble with that. But it is good to be back and live again. It's been a hot minute since I've done a stream, so I hope anyone who is here is doing well, having a good day, morning, evening, whatever time it is in your local time zone. We're going to be doing some crown hunting today. I'm going to have the lobby open to anyone in chat who wants to join in. And I have the lobby ID up in the upper right hand corner, so feel free to pop in at any time, help out with the crown hunting. I'm going to have to I'm not going to be able to exit out of the game, unfortunately, to keep the lobby up, so it's going to be a little bit clunkier than my normal crown hunting routine, but I'm excited to get going. And if anyone wants to hop in, please feel free to do so. But Yule, how are you doing, my friend? How's your day been going? Okay. I gotta figure out too which monster I want to go after first. So, for anyone who wants to know, I put it on the thumbnail as well, but I am 4 monsters away from having every monster that you can currently crown hunt in the game fully crown hunted. I've got Ufduna that I still need a small crown for, Raidou and New Udra I also need a small crown for, and then Mizutsune I haven't gotten shit. I still need both of them. Days okay, mostly scared to test the new PC. Well, if you get sick of cleaning and want to slap a couple lizards, I feel like what better way to test your new PC than absolute trial by fire? No, I understand, especially you and I had talked about your PC before and how Monster Hunter did great and terrible things to it. So I understand not necessarily wanting to test that out. Alright, but like I said, I've just got the 4 monsters. I'm going to try and take down... I want to get at least 1 done tonight if I can. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I've got anything on the map right now. I didn't take a look before I loaded things up. So, no Ufduna. There's a Tempered Ray. I'll check that one, but I'm not hopeful. So I'll go check the Ray and see if it is small crown. It would be absolutely wild if I got it in 1. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. Alright. Where are you at, Ray? Did I go to the complete wrong camp? Nope, there you are. But I'm glad your day's going okay. The game that started the crashes and made me foolishly reset your CPU to factory settings, which led to this very expensive, untimely event, the Revenge. Exactly, yeah. I can't imagine why you'd be nervous about testing that out. Have you? Because I know we were talking last night, and you were saying that you were getting like good speeds and everything. Damn. Okay. You get to live this time, Ray. Have you like tried anything else with it like last night or today? Is it looking like it's gonna work out well for you? What am I doing? I can fast travel. But again, I will maintain trial by fire that bitch, man. You gotta like throw whatever you can at it and hope it works. Alright, so I'm gonna rest. Environment inclemency. The issue that I fear I'm going to run into, though, is the way that I have to do this. This is going to cost me 500 points a pop. So I've got to hope that I hit the small crown sooner rather than later, because I can't, to keep the lobby going, I can't exit out of the game and load back in like how I normally do to crown hunt these monsters. So it's gonna be a lot of trial and error, I think. Oh god, I gotta get the login bonus. Alright. Of course, you're all the way over there. And my camp got destroyed. Great. Love to see it. Good job, Chemitress. I also want to let everybody know, because it has been a hot minute since I have streamed. Since the last time I streamed, the channel has had a lot of movement, just in terms of subscribers and all that. I made the post about how not small. I made the post about how like amazing it was to see so many people come in from the cozy Monster Hunter video. So thank y'all. Y'all are great. Y'all are amazing. I appreciate every single one of you. That also means we have channel memberships now, because I passed all them wonderful little monetization thresholds that YouTube has set up. And one of the first perks that I'm going to be doing for channel members is I'm going to be doing, starting in June, I don't know if I'm going to do it once a month or twice a month. I'm thinking twice a month. I will be doing a members-only stream of Monster Hunter 1 for the PlayStation 2, and I'm going to suffer. It's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. I'm going to hate every second of it, and I am going to be playing it on my PS2. I have an HDMI, a component to HDMI switcher coming in the mail, hopefully any day now. And it's going to be great. Nobody's going to have a bad time. It's just going to absolutely rock. But if you want to get in on that, please feel free to become a channel member. I'm still working on some other, perks that I want to do so that it can be worth people's money. This is probably the only time during the stream I'm going to shill this, just because I don't want to overwhelm people with it. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. I'm also thinking I might, once I do those streams, I might not put up the full VODs on the channel, but I might do highlights of the Monster Hunter 1 stream, just kind of short clips, put those up there so that people who aren't able to do channel memberships for whatever reason still get to experience me suffering through Monster Hunter 1, because I think that's going to be a good time. Alright. How you looking, Ray? You're not looking particularly small. Quite the opposite. Okay. Silver Crown. Worthless. I'm going to look around and see if any of the other monsters I'm looking for are on these maps, so I can check them before I rest, just so I'm not making better use of my time, but so far nothing, which I'm not particularly surprised about. I really hope I don't burn through. I have 100,000 points. Each one takes me 500 points each rest. So I have, I think, oh god, I wish I paid more attention in math classes. I think I've got 50 resets total before I am out of points, and then I'm gonna have to do something else. and none of the monsters I want are on any of these maps. Cool. You'll love to see it. All right. I unfortunately think this is going to be what a lot of the stream is going to be for a little bit. Oh, and if folks want to do me a favor, I want to make sure audio is okay, because my computer's doing something weird, Yule, right now, where whenever I have Streamlabs open, it doesn't want to play any audio through my headphones for me. You have responded to my question, so I know you can hear me talking, but I don't know if you can hear game audio, if that's sounding good, anything like that. So let me know if I need to make any adjustments, and I will. But right now, yeah, I'm flying a little bit blind in that regard. And there's nobody there either. Cool. Love to see it. Game audio is a tad quiet, but that's you being nitpicky. Let me adjust that real quick. Good news is, that's a very easy thing for me to adjust. So... okay. I will keep talking. Let me know how that is. I've bumped it up a couple notches. Let me know if that's any better once I put away the binoculars, I guess, and get back into the mix. Better you think? You wait for some action? I will also wait for some action. I get the feeling I'm going to be doing a lot of resetting, especially because of how often it is tempered monsters that are showing up instead of the regular ones. Because I'm pretty sure I remember seeing that the tempered monsters have a lot more... or have a lot higher chance of being large crown, but they have a smaller chance of being small crown, which sucks because those are the only ones I need. Congrats on the 1K milestone. All audios. Thank you for letting me know, Clone, and thank you very much for the 1K milestone. Congratulations. It was 100% not expected. I completely lost my shit when it happened. But thank you so much. I really appreciate you giving me that congratulations. Right. Also, how are you doing, Clone? It's been a while. I have not talked to you in a bit. How have things been going? I think I'm going to be fine, because I have not burned through my points yet. So I think I should be good in terms of resets. It was great to see that massive reception to the Cozy video. So that video had a really weird like trajectory. I posted that video on I think a Tuesday night or a Monday night. I was like, I want to post this in the evening. I want to post when like people are getting off work and school, so that like people are more likely to see it and all that. And the reception to it was not great. It did not get like, I think first night it got like 50 views. And then for whatever reason, Wednesday between like 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. when I was asleep, it started to just skyrocket and take off. So apparently what I'm learning is I need to post videos at like 1 in the morning. but no, I was really not expecting the video to take off in the way it did. And I'm super happy that people really like it and people are resonating with it. Going alright, just a long day, long work days as of late. I understand the pain. I'm in kind of a oh shit, Ray, I'm sorry. Ray, you're fine. You're too big. I can't kill you. I'm in kind of a weird spot with my work right now. Dude, please stop chasing me. Because we're getting into summer, but I just want to leave. Okay. Getting into summer hours, and a lot of my Okay, now I gotta kill you. Now it's personal. Because we're getting into summer hours, so I'm in kind of a weird spot where, like, I don't have a lot of hours, but I also, miss having those hours, because I still need money. So I've been just kind of like, anytime any teacher calls off and they need someone to fill in, I've been like, me please. Let me get paid. So I've simultaneously had a weird amount of low hours and also sometimes more hours than I've had in months. Oh, I don't even have the... What am I doing? I don't have the right songs up. I'll switch over to my other hunting horn when I am done with this guy. Money is a persistent, unfortunate necessity. That is true. Until it all comes tumbling down and capitalism implodes on itself, it is an unfortunate necessity. Ray, I'm gonna need you to chill, bud. Okay, this is gonna open him up though, because this is where he does the... Yep. I gotta say, I think like the best thing Title Update 1 did for the hunting horn was I have not fucked up a song input on controller since Title Update 1 drops. Whatever behind the scenes tinkering they did to horn, it really helped. Because there were a lot of times where at launch I would think that I was inputting the songs correctly and they just would not proc, or it would register me as hitting a button twice when I wasn't. It was weird. How is, now that we're doing some actual fighting, how are things sounding now, gang? Oh, what am I doing? Why don't I have a bubble up? I keep forgetting how much I miss when I'm trying to stream and play at the same time. I enjoy it, feels good. Mixed game sounds in your voice. Okay. Was that just a slideshow on your end, or is that just my internet being weird? Because I'm nervous about stream quality now that I am potentially like monetized. I want to make sure I'm giving people a good product, you know? Good mix of game and audio. Okay. Nope, that was everywhere. What does that mean? What does that mean? It was everywhere. Hitting the wounds on Ray Dow's wings with Hunting Horn, though, not good. Not fun. Do not enjoy it. 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. Slideshow? Slideshow. Okay. It did seem like a slideshow for me, but I thought it might have been on your end. Okay. I'm gonna take a look. Fortunately, I can't do a whole lot about it. Oh, it's not showing, on my end, it's not showing any frame drops. I thought it was on your end too. Pause for a second and it fixed for me. Interesting. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that, because for me it's not showing any frame drops, but I just happened to glance over to the to my phone that I'm using for chat while I'm streaming, because who a second monitor in this economy, and I saw it kind of hiccup, so I don't know if that's... I'll keep an eye on it. Thank you. If it happens again, let me know, and I'll keep checking in on that. So what have y'all, aside from, because we're kind of in a content lull for Monster Hunter a little bit, what have y'all, if anything, been playing aside from old Lizard Slap? And if the answer isn't Clair Obscur Expedition 33, not only are you wrong, but it should be. Oh shit, I donked that up. Okay. Give me a big ol' opening, Ray. Nice big ol'... There we go. That's what I like to see. That's less what I like to see. You didn't let me get my my encore off, bud. I've indulged. Recently we acquired shiny card. Recently, we've been talking about that. Welcome back to Cardboard Hell. I have been absolutely in love with the Final Fantasy set. I'll be honest, I love Magic. The past couple releases I haven't been as huge on. Like the Haunted House set and the Wacky Racers set, I was just kind of like, I don't know. Something about it, I wasn't interested in buying anything from those. The Final Fantasy set has brought me back in large part due to the fact that my boy Vivi from Final Fantasy IX, my RPG son, is absolutely busted in half and is going to be probably like $100 card. Haven't been playing much. Lizard Slapping has been a primary driver. Had for gaming. Had my eyes on Expedition 33 a lot though. It is stunning. And I'll commit some. I highly recommend it. If you like games that are going to kiss their knuckles before they punch you in the face, and just like absolutely stomp on your heart in the best way possible, you're gonna love you will love Expedition 33. It's got that near je ne sais quoi. Oh, was he almost dead? Hell yes. I wish he was small. Minor skipping there for a second. Your audio is fine. Game started a bit for a couple seconds. Okay. Once I'm done, if Ray decides to come on down, he's the next contestant on The Price is Right. Once I'm done here, I will check to see if there were any registered frame drops on my end. I know Capcom talking about like the fact that we're kind of in like a little bit of a content lull from Monster Hunter. Today, they on their Twitter, they did a teaser for the Street Fighter collaboration or whatever that's going to be. I really hope that... So, okay, I both hope and fear that it's not just Street Fighter layered armor again. And I hope that because Street Fighter layered armor is just kind of boring. You know, I don't want to run around as Ryu. I want actual, like, monster armor and gear on my Hunter. But also fear, because if they add an actual, like, monster from Street Fighter, what the hell are they going to do? Are we going to have to fight and carve up Blanca? Because I don't know if I want to do that. But it's probably just going to be Street Fighter, like a vaguely Street Fighter themed quest, and then Street Fighter armor. Let's see if I got any good decorations from this. I didn't get the size I was after. Enhancer, handcraft, actual. Rapid Morph and Thunder Attack could be good if I ever make a Switch Axe build, but VV is completely nuts. The mana ability not being restricted in any way was a mistake. Likely one of the best cards in the set, if not the best. Was really hoping he saw... Oh, I had like 10 people sending me VV the second he was revealed. I was at work teaching a kid about the ACT, and I had to like contain myself until I could take a break and go into the bathroom and just respond with my longest "yeah boy" ever. And I was like, I was in denial at first of how good VV was going to be, to the point where I was like, no, he's not that he's not going to dethrone Stella Lee in terms of like the red blue spell slinger like best deck. And then I started seeing all the cards that he just absolutely wombo combos with, and I was wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong. There's a lot of really solid stuff in that. I'm super excited for Sin. Sin is really cool too. I really like anything that messes with sagas. There's another card that got revealed either today or a couple days ago. I don't remember. It is from Final Fantasy 16. Joshua Phoenix's Dominant or something like that. Where the front side, the creature, you draw and discard, and then you can pay a little bit of mana to transform it into Phoenix. And as it goes through, it's like a saga creature, and as it goes through the stages, you can the final mode is bringing creatures back from your graveyard. So what I want to do is I want to try and make like a Flicker and a Graveyard Recursion deck with that also deals with sagas. The hard part is it's red-white, and there aren't a lot of great like red-white saga stuff that deals with reanimation and flicker or like putting additional counters onto the sagas. It's going to be interesting. I've only played 14, have passing familiarity with 7 and 9, so a lot of the lore is going over my head, but there's so much cool design, like how they made summons as creatures always works as well. I the summons being saga creatures is fucking inspired. I love that. Have you seen the Final Fantasy 14 deck clone? I love it. I think it's really fun. So many cool cards from it, and so many like fun moments from the game. Even if the deck is a little all over the place, it's not as cohesive as the other ones. But I still definitely will be picking up that one. I got one of my friends went to their local card shop and was able to pre-order the all of the commander decks for MSRP. And so we got a message from her that was just like, "Hey, who wants in?" And pretty much all of us in the group chat were like, "Please put me down for this. I'll Venmo you." So I've got the counters deck. I've got the Final Fantasy X deck and the Final Fantasy 14 deck. That I will be getting, that I was able to pre-order for MSRP, and I am super happy about that, because those decks are going to get scalped to hell, unfortunately. You are tempered, so you're probably not going to be what I need you to be. Oh, yeah. Oh, Yule, look up, from the new Final Fantasy set, look up, Princess Garnet of Alexandria. She may also go in your Sin deck. Wrong crown, Ray. Wrong crown. Alright, I'm gonna look and see. I'm gonna look and see before I... Yeah, I'm gonna check this Mizutsune before I leave. Yeah, you're nothing special. Okay. Back to the plains. Back to Ray. The deck is definitely kind of mechanically all over the place, but I love all of it. I adore the Tataru card. Y'shtola is crazy good. The twins being partners is great too. Alphino and Alisaie being like partner commanders, fucking dope. I love that. Love my disaster elf twins. Oh yeah, it's the first creature you've seen that costs under 4 that you immediately wanted to put in the deck. That's the hard part with sagas, is you're gonna need to run a lot of ramp. You're gonna need a good ramp package for that to be functional. I'm excited for everyone's favorite Tumblr sexy man, Emmett Selch. That's a good card. And that's a fun card right there. The one from the pre-con. Have you still been playing 14? Because I have been jonesing to get back into it. I stopped playing during like the middle of Endwalker, and I haven't heard great things about Dawntrail. I've heard it kind of because they're starting to like try and set up new story after finishing up the like that big arc. It kind of has like a Marvel problem where after Infinity War, like everything from Marvel was just kind of eh. Um, I've heard similar things about the most recent 14 expansion, but I've also heard the most recent 14 expansion is very Final Fantasy IX inspired. So, the inside me there are two wolves. Ray, come on, man. Be small. Getting all those decks for MSRP is phenomenal. I didn't get all of them. The Cloud deck was not available. The store's entire allotment of Cloud decks was already sold out. So I just got the Counters deck, which in Wizards Infinite Wisdom comes out the box with an infinite combo in it. I got the Final Fantasy X deck and I got the 14 deck. Those were the main two I was interested in. Oh, I have not eaten as well. That could explain why Ray's been whooping my ass. Alright. Let me see. Daytime. Shouted every time it comes up, the MCU's biggest problem is itself. It keeps killing all the cool mainstay villains in every movie. Yeah, like, well, that's been a problem for forever, because they can't guarantee, like, even, like, the early Fox Marvel movies. At the end of Spider-Man 1, spoiler alert for a movie that came out when I was, like, 10, like, at the end of Spider-Man 1, the Green Goblin dies. How do you have a Spider-Man movie without Green Goblin? Or, like, he is the Spider-Man villain. Same with Venom. Spider-Man 3, they kill off Venom. It's like they were doing the same thing back then, but with just the absolute glut of Marvel movies we get and their whole continuity, they keep having to grab, like, more obscure and more obscure villains. Or make villains that should not be tied to a specific hero, like the most recent Captain America, the one with like the first one where Sam has the mantle. It's a Hulk movie. They have Red Hulk and they have the Leader, who are both just like objectively, these are Hulk villains. These are not Captain America villains. But they had to, like, they've already killed off Red Skull, brought him back, then killed him again. And there aren't too many other just, like, Captain America specific villains that they could use. I don't know. It's weird. It's real weird. I completely lost interest in Marvel after Endgame. And the only thing that has made me want to go back is that I've heard the Daredevil show is really good. The Born Again.
I was given a message for you.
I may check that out. Spider-Man 2, they killed Doc. They killed Doc! Spider-Man 2, they killed off Hawk. You can't do that. I mean, you can, but, like, I don't know. It's that, and it's all the multiverse stuff too. Like, I know it's in vogue. It's a very popular thing right now for multiverses to be prevalent in your stories. But, like, I don't know. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of variants of different characters showing up for no reason. I am going to stop complaining about Marvel, though. But, like, oh god, what was I saying? Right, Final Fantasy XIV. Haven't played in a few years, but it's always on my mind. If you get back into it, let me know, and I will join up with you. I think this guy's a Gold Crown. I think he's Gold Crown big, though. Yep. don't need him. I'm gonna save him anyway, though, in case anyone wants him later. Quest. But I don't need this guy right now. They're taunting me. Definitely take you up on that if you do. Hell yeah. Yeah, killing off all the primary villains. Really unsustainable model. I mean, I get why they do it. Otherwise they run into like the issue of, okay, well, if we have, you know, a very popular villain, we're gonna have to pay this actor a lot of money for frequent appearances, or we can just pay them once and then kill them. It's a money-making decision. It makes sense. It still sucks. Gonna check and see if any of my boys are here. Nope. But then at the same time, you've got them bringing, like, aren't they bringing Robert Downey Jr. back as Doctor Doom?
I was given a message for you.
Which is such a weird ass choice, especially since, like, Doctor Doom is canonically Romani. Robert Downey Jr. is not. I feel like they're going to be getting some pushback on that casting, rightfully so, but for an absolutely absurd amount of money. Gotta love Disney, man. More money than any of us will ever see in any of our
I
lifetimes.
was given a message for you.
All right. This ray appears to be affecting local settlements. Well, if he's small, I can fix that for him. I need y'all's energy. I need y'all to spirit bomb me a small ray now. Okay, he's smaller. Not the right small though. Alright. Anybody in the forest? Nope. Anybody in the basin? Nope. Ruins? Nope. There is a story in the comics where Iron Man becomes Doom, but I don't know if that's the angle or if it's Downey makes us big money. Let's make him the bad guy. Probably a mix of both. Probably a mix of both, if I had to be honest. Probably more. Did I rest?
Mind if I hop on?
No, because that one still got the waypoint. Probably more, knowing Disney, probably more they're bringing Robert Downey Jr. back for more money. There's a... Wait, sorry, the rest of that message just, like, processed for me. There's a story in the comics where Iron Man becomes Doctor Doom? I did not know that. It doesn't surprise me. There's like a... Was it like a what-if story, or was it an actual full-on storyline? Because I know they did the... Don't know the details? Okay. Around the time I stopped reading comics,
I was given a message
for
for you.
monetary reasons mostly. Ooh, you're a regular Ray. Please be small, please be tiny. I need everybody giving me spirit hands, positive vibes, occult sacrifices if you have a goat nearby. If not, eat some goat cheese. That'll probably do about the same thing. So that this ray is a small ray.
I see. Could we set up camp here? It sets my fur on end.
Son of a
But it
bitch.
could be handy.
Okay. But yeah, about the time I stopped reading comics, they were doing a storyline where Doctor Doom became God. And at that point, I think I was just like, I have not enough time and not enough money to read all of these comics. I've gotten a chicken breast you can set over an open flame. Can that count? Any amount of animal meat that is either consumed or burned in whatever order you see fit, I think that'll work as a animal sacrifice for purposes of getting me these crowns. So I appreciate you and your sacrifice. Hail Satan. Okay. Ray, bloody dow, be small, please. Oh man, what were we talking about before we started talking about Marvel? You look little. That's what I get for hoping. I know we were talking about Final Fantasy. Let me check this Mizu. Before I rest. The Final Fantasy Magic set. Yeah. So I love Final Fantasy. The only ones I have played all the way through are Final Fantasy IX, Final Fantasy XIV, although I guess that's not technically true anymore because I'm behind on a couple expansions, Final Fantasy XV, and Final Fantasy XIII when I was a kid. I have never played, like, any of the old school ones, or even Final Fantasy VII. This Magic set has made me want to change that, and I hate it for it in the same way that the Warhammer Magic set got me into painting Warhammer miniatures. So I think, like, something I would love to do is go back and, like, play through the older Final Fantasies, at least some of them. I'm not particularly interested in, like... I don't know how interested I am in playing any more of the Final Fantasy 13 games. I was not a huge fan of 13 when I played it as a kid. But I'm also willing to give it another shot. But, like, I want to go back and I want to play 7. I want to give 8 a shot. I want to, like, I've got friends who swear up and down by Final Fantasy X. I want to check that out. And then I feel like I have to play 6. Which... I think 6. 6 is the one with Kefka, I think, right? The funky clown from outer space. OG 7 or Remake 7? I think OG. Because my issue is, I don't like... Monster Hunter is one of the only, like, action combat RPG games that I like. If I'm going to play an RPG, I like turn-based. I like having that time to plan and strategize and all that. And Final Fantasy VII Remake being not that, being very like more action combat oriented. It's like the reason that I really don't like Final Fantasy 15. Well, one of the reasons that I could go on for a while about the ways that game disappointed me. And it's the reason why I'm not as interested as I am in it, because it's another one. Listen, sir, shrink. Please. If anybody needs a large crown large Crown Ray Dow and wants to hop into the lobby. I've got a tempered one here, hot and fresh out of the oven. I'll save it. Oh god. If he doesn't kill me. Here we go. Ray? Kef's card also has you interested. Love an Evil Jester, the plans for Godhood. Oh no. In doing some research for my next video, or my next big video, there's a lot of Final Fantasy storylines that are essentially like the villains are bad nihilism and the heroes are good nihilism, and I really like that. Bad nihilism in the sense of, oh hey, the world, life doesn't have any meaning, so do whatever you want. And nothing matters, so just do whatever and who cares. Bad nihilism. Good nihilism. Existence in life doesn't have any meaning, so do your best to make life a life worth living and good for people around you. And I didn't realize until I started like doing a little research for my next video, how much of a prevalent theme that was throughout all of Final Fantasy, not just the ones I've played. Did I rest? I must have, because I think this is a different Raidou. I just was not paying attention. Nothing matters, it's okay to enjoy that cookie. Partially, yeah. Yeah. Kefka is a good villain, though. Like, he goes down in history as one of the best Final Fantasy villains for good reason. You're just a regular Ray, you're a disappointment to me.
Mind if I hop on?
Of course, nothing, and nothing. Expedition, I'm gonna come back to talking about Expedition 33. Expedition 33 also has very similar themes prevalent to it. This is not going to spoil anything, because this is just like the premise of the game that they've shown off in trailers. Essentially, it is a game about every year this colossal lady wakes up and writes a number on a just like big ass stone monolith in the middle of the ocean. And when she is finished writing that number, anyone above that number's age instantly dies. And each year they send out an expedition to that monolith to try and stop that from happening. Of like, volunteers, from different, like either the age that, she is going to write on the monolith next, or, volunteers from earlier. And like their whole motto is for those that come after. So like from the jump, the game is about like making a better world for the people for the next generations, even if you're not going to be around to see it. And as a premise for a video game, that's tight. And as someone who is the age of the protagonist in that game, in my 30s, I'm like, oh no, this hits hard. So this is my wonderful imploring to watch or play Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
I was given a message for you.
I checked, yeah, I checked the other... I checked the other spots, I think. And if I didn't, then I didn't. Yeah, Yule, I know you and I have been talking about the Final Fantasy Magic set. Are you into Final Fantasy at all? Have you played many of the games? Or are you seeing a lot of these characters for the first time through the cards? Can we talk about how many protags are literal? So many protags are literal children. I feel like that's a point of concern in JRPGs. Yes, the fact that the fact that kids are very frequently thrown into hell is a cause for concern. God damn it, Ray. Alright. Well, not there. Nope. And right. And so okay. Talking about the business side of things. It makes sense that game developers are going to make their protagonists younger because especially during back in my day, during the early days of RPGs and video gaming, kids were the primary demographic. Kids still are kind of the primary demographic because, especially for new IPs, game companies want people who are going to continue to play their games for a very long time. So they're going to try and get, younger audiences more interested. But it is always hilarious to think about all these existential world-ending threats, attack and dethrone God type stories, and then thinking about how the protagonists are all the age of the students that I work with, and trying to imagine would any of these kids have the capacity to save the world, and realizing we'd be boned. It's great. How do you feel about the combo of active parry system and turn-based combat in Clair Obscur? I love it, but that's also because I absolutely love... gonna check this Mizu. But it's also because I love Legend of Dragoon. It was another PlayStation 1 era JRPG that had a very similar mechanic. It didn't have the parrying, but it had the in attack quick time events where you had to press at a certain time to get the most damage or the most out of the animation, and that I really like. Am I good at the active parrying in Clair Obscur? Absolutely not. No, not a chance in hell. I am continuing to play through on the regular middle of the road difficulty. I have not made the decision to bump down to story to the easy story mode yet. But I'm kind of getting there. And I've also heard that the story mode difficulty, the easy mode, is not that much easier. So I might do that soon. All right, Mizu. We're in my favorite map, on my favorite time of day, in my favorite weather, and you're just a normal ass Mizu. Why must you disappoint me so often? Played some Final Fantasy, many of the characters for the first time through the set. Did play 12 all the way through. Fortunately, the cards focused on 12 set are more vehicle-centric, and you hate that. Really? You hate vehicles? I love vehicles. Have we gotten many? Because I'm trying to remember, because I was talking to another friend of mine, and we were lamenting the lack of Final Fantasy 12 cards or he was lamenting the lack of Final Fantasy 12 cards. Because I know we got Thran and Balthier. What else has there been Final Fantasy 12 ways? Thran and Balthier. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember any other Final Fantasy 12 cards from the set. That is another one I started, though. I back. If anyone watching is unfamiliar with the fact that I used to stream on Twitch before I started doing YouTube, back in like 2020, 2021, I started Final Fantasy 12 on stream, and I don't know how far I got, but I never finished it, and I still need to. This guy looks normal. He's normal. Nothing. Ooh, Mizu though I can check. I did like it. I just had a hard time with the I had a hard time wrapping my head around combat in 12 for reasons that I can't quite place. It was very different from what I was expecting it to be. It was almost MMO inspired in a way, and I didn't know how I felt about that. So I kind of dropped it once I stopped streaming. Nothing has caught your eye that you remember? To be fair, you were a child playing that game. Remember very little besides Sexy Rabbit, Pirate Man, and the AI had something that worked like programming. That's what it was. Yes, that... Okay, thank you for reminding me. That is what I was not able to get into with... That's what I was not able to get into with Final Fantasy 12's combat, was the weird ass pseudo program. Oh my god. How do I get off this bird? There we go. The weird ass pseudo programming. Come on, Ray. Please be... I don't think this one's tiny, gang. This one looks normal. It's normal. It's normal. Call it the little kitten that bugs Garfield, because it's normal. Alright, oh, what am I doing with my life?
I'll ride with you.
But yeah, I think if I were to go back and... I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy IX on stream because I need to record footage for it. But I think if I had to go back, like the ones I'm the most interested in playing, I gotta beat 12. It's a point of pride. I think like in descending order of like most to least interested in trying, 12, 8, 7, 6.
I was given a message for you.
Is there even a Ray here? There he is. Okay, I was gonna say, my man didn't even show up. I was getting stood up.
Potential target has appeared. Check your map when you're ready.
Just judging by looks. I also... Well, actually, this one may be a little smaller. What you... Nope. Alright. Mizutsunes. This is rough. Okay. I know... Oh, what was I gonna say? I completely forgot. My brain completely... I completely lost the plot. I remember now. Trying to think of, like, things I can do on stream that aren't just, like, playing Monster Hunter. I've still got
Was given a message for you.
miniatures from the Monster Hunter board game that need to get paint on them. Would people be interested if I get I would need to get a better webcam to point at the miniatures themselves, because the webcam I have is only like, I think like 720p, which I would not be on board with. Would people be interested in watching like a mini painting stream? There's a Mizutsune. This one could be small. Would people be interested in watching like a mini painting stream where I like talk about how I make a little hunk of plastic look like a Teostra? Alright, where is this guy? Here, so... Regular. Damn, Mizutsune has been keeping up on his bran intake. He's full of fiber, the bastard. You be down for that? Hell yeah.
I was given a message for you.
It's one of those things where it's like, I love playing Monster Hunter. I love doing it on stream. But if there's anything else I can do that's a little more like, just to like break up monotony every now and then, I would love to be able to do that. And if people are interested, I will do it. It's something like, because I crossed the 1,000 threshold, I, like, as soon as it happened, I started thinking, I was like, okay, I guess now I need to start thinking about, like, what I need to do to continue to grow. And pretty much everything that I have been learning and seeing is, like, if people subscribe to you and, like, stick around your channel for one thing, they're there for that one thing only. So I am 100% happy with my main niche being Monster Hunter. I just gotta find a way to keep myself from getting burned out on that, you know? Because I really like to play other games as well, and it's why my next, like, video essay video, I'm planning on it being not Monster Hunter related, more like JRPG, but like diving into thematic elements and talking about story and all that stuff that I love to do. And that is in part just to make sure that I'm not, like, digging myself into too deep of a Monster Hunter exclusive whole, you know? Nice to diversify, especially during content lulls. For sure, for sure. And I've never been I've flirted with the idea of doing like challenge run streams, but I don't know what I could do that hasn't already been done. You know? Like there's only so many, you know, Monster Hunter weapon Nuzlockes that you can do.
The lightning has the man.
I do have something in the works, kind of like a co-op challenge run that I'm talking with somebody about doing, but that is going to be coming down the line. Until then, it's going to be mostly just whatever. Right. And again, I'm gonna let everybody know if you want to hop into the lobby. I've got the lobby up in the upper right hand corner. I would be happy to have y'all in to help me out. If anyone has any investigations that are for the small crown monsters that I'm looking for, I will not say no. So we were talking about magic. I'm gonna go back to the magic conversation for a second, because I remembered. Clone, I know you know about it. Squatch, you might not. Remind me, it's Mizu, Annie, Small Ray. So I need both Mizu, and then smalls of all of the apexes. So small Ray, small New Udra, and small Ufduna. Ray. But Clone, do you remember the kind of maligned cowboy set, the Thunder Junction?
Time for a quick break.
Because when I was building Vivi, when I was planning my Vivi deck, I remembered that I had built a deck around the Paul Bunyan card, Bonnie Paul, that I was super excited for, that I never got the chance to actually build on paper. And I think when I do, I'm putting together a buy list for Vivi that I'm gonna try and get figured out soon. But when I do that, I might buy the stuff for that as well.
Check your map when you're ready.
Just because that card is a lot of fun. It's essentially it is whenever you play a land, the Paul Bunyan Ox gets bigger. It gets a +1/+1 counter, and you can play lands from your graveyard. So the entire deck was built around just churning through my deck as much as possible, putting everything in the graveyard, and then playing as many lands as I possibly could from the grave, and then throwing a big Ox at my opponents. And I really liked that deck conceptually, and I completely forgot about it because Wizards just churns through set releases to the point where it is very hard to keep up. You're familiar with it? Bonnie's cool. Love a Paul Bunyan reference. Love a Paul. Listen. I'm from Wisconsin. There have been so many days where I'd be driving up north and suddenly Paul Bunyan out of nowhere. Gotta love a good Paul Bunyan reference. I think I think I even named it. So for any of my Midwest weirdos, in the Wisconsin Dells, which is like a tourist trap town in central Wisconsin, there is a restaurant called Paul Bunyan's Cook Shanty, which is just it's not a great restaurant, but it's an experience to go there. And
I was given a message for you.
I think I even named the deck Bonnie Paul's Cook Shanty in reference to Paul Bunyan's Cook Shanty. Raydow, can you hear me? There you are. Okay. I get the feeling this one's not going to be small either. Yeah, no, this guy's, yeah, normal. Get back to base camp before he lightnings me. But yeah, I remember that being the one card in that entire set that I was like, oh, I could see myself making a deck around this. I'm curious, what were your... Because I was not big on that set. I thought it was kind of a mistake. I'm curious, what were your thoughts on Thunder Junction, Clone? The way you responded, I'm familiar with it. It makes me think I know the answer to that question. But yeah, like, until the Magic set, I just kind of hadn't been interested in the past couple Magic releases. Dragonstorm did catch my attention, though, but that's just because, like, Tarkir was the first pre-release I ever went to, the first Tarkir set, and I have a soft spot in my heart for that plane. But I unfortunately did not have, because that's about the same time I got into Gunpla. And I did not have the money or free time to buy any Dragonstorm stuff. But Wizards is definitely getting my my hobby budget for June with the Final Fantasy set. That I know for sure. Nope, nope, and nope. So, rest again. Thank y'all for hanging out, by the way, in this admittedly not the most exhilarating hunting action as I look for very small boys. I should rephrase that, as I look for very small monsters. Oh no. I need to get out of the habit of calling everything boys with a Z. Because that's just going to cause problems. Thunder Junction, thematically probably my least favorite set in years. The lore was bad and all over the place. It kicked off worst of the hat sets. Were there other sets after it that were hat sets? Because, like, I know it was the detective hats in the Murder Mystery set, Murders of Karlov Manor. And then Thunder Junction. Were there other hat sets after that? Because I know it was Bloomborough, it was the Haunted House... Then it was it Wacky Racers after Haunted House? Plot and crime are good mechanics, so I do like plot and crime. They went hard like the past year or two. They went really hard on face down card mechanics in Magic, and I would like to see them do the same thing but for mutate and meld, because I like those. Ooh, you're clipping through the dune. You're clipping through the dune. You might be small. I don't want to get too hopeful. Son of a bitch. All right. Was Murder before Thunder Junction? It was for a fact, because I was at, they showed off Thunder Junction during MagicCon Chicago in 2024, because I was there, and that was the murders at Karlov Manor MagicCon. So so Thunder Junction had to have been after murders. I think they realized that people would not like the hat sets, but they had already been too deep into planning for them. Genuinely losing track of set order. I completely forgot about Dragonstorm, and I was excited for it. There were a lot of cards that I was hyped about. And everything from Final Fantasy just completely overrode it in my brain. Like, the last set I really remember was Bloomburrow. Everything between Bloomburrow and Final Fantasy is a blur, because they just, like, they churn out sets way too fast. It's like they gotta do something about that. I am a big fan of Magic. I'm going to continue to play Magic. I'm going to continue to be a big fan, but they are barreling towards the cliff, and they got to do something to course correct, or it's going to break bad for them real soon. And then everyone switches over to Digimon. Or One Piece, which are both great card games. Where the fuck am I going? Mizu, that's where. I don't know. So anything with monsters. Monster Hunter, Digimon, Pokemon, Monster Rancher. It got creatures, I'm a fan. The Digimon card game is actually really tight. There's no, like... Oh, you look big. But not big enough. You disappoint me. Oh, what was I saying? I got too enraptured by the above-average Mizutsune. MTG moving to half Universes Beyond sets isn't helping Wizards either. I am of two minds when it comes to the Universes Beyond sets. The only one I have actively disliked for Magic, the only one that felt like it was not a fit, was the Doctor Who set. Everything else they have done so far, And I don't think I'm gonna like the Marvel set either for similar reasons.
I was given a message for you.
But everything else, the Lord of the Rings set, the Warhammer decks, the Final Fantasy set, I think that's it, right? It's just those ones so far, and then Marvel is going to come down the pipeline, and I don't know. If there's a Gambit card, I will happily build a deck around it, but other than that, I don't know if there's anything I'd be super pumped to see from Marvel. But I really like a lot of the Universes Beyond sets, unless, like, the only one I don't like is Doctor Who. And that's not even because I don't like the property. Like, I have never watched Doctor Who. I have no strong feelings for it. But the cards just feel... It felt like they were trying to make the Doctor Who cards good. Like, overly pushing them. Because they knew people weren't going to be interested on a grand scale in Doctor Who Magic cards unless a lot of them were busted, you know? Fallout. There were the Fallout decks too, and I thought the Fallout ones fit fine as well. But like the closer the more obscure the property is, they're going to have to make the cards pushed in order to have the product sell, which is a blessing and a curse, because it means we get good cards, but it means the people like me who have absolutely no interest in putting a David Tennant in any of my Magic decks suddenly have to work around that and know that, hey, there's a good card
Given a message for you.
that we have no desire to run. That part of it I don't like. Is it limits people in a really shitty way. But I think they've done a really good job of making all of the properties they chose feel like Magic, you know? But I definitely agree with you that that's going to burn a lot of the existing player base. Where is a Mizu? Nowhere. Completely agree. Almost everything they've done so far you've loved. Using the Magic mechanics to create rules from things we love, other franchises is fascinating. And there's two... Really wish they were creating universes within versions of it all. That would be ideal. But unfortunately, I don't think it's ever going to happen. As much as it would be great for that to happen, that would be... And I am saying this entirely, like, not in any way connected to Wizards of the Coast, except for having been, like, seeing how they've done business for the past, like, 20 years of my life. They're not going to pay artists. They're not going to want to pay artists to make that many cards for universes within.
I was given a message for you.
But yeah, the thing that I hate when it comes to Universes Beyond is secret layers. And I did not used to be a secret layer hater, but I hate secret layers as they currently are right now. I absolutely despise them. I think they are a blight upon Magic, and I think the entire game would be better if secret layers stopped as they currently are. The way that they can fix that is bring them back to being print to demand. The second they went FOMO, the second they went, like, there is a limited number of these, and you gotta get in quick, and you gotta make sure you get your pre-order in, or else you're gonna miss out on these trash cards that we're putting SpongeBob on. They completely lost me. They completely lost me. The last... Okay, Ray. I see you're a Secret Lair fan. Whoa. No, please. I would just like to teleport, bud. I saw a Mizu in the Scarlet Forest that I need to go size up. The last Secret Lair I bought was the mountain goats, the John Darnielle Mountains, and that's just because I love the mountain goats. And I think that was the last set where they went where they were print to demand instead of FOMO. Since then, it does not matter what is in a Secret Lair. If it's not print to demand, I'm not touching it. Marvel set later this year is just Spider-Man focused, and because of Marvel licensing costs, the version of the set on Arena will be completely universes within because it's cheaper. Oh. Yeah, because, like, I didn't even think about that. Because you've got Marvel, the comics entity, you've got Sony, and you've got Disney that all have different varying levels of stake in the Spider-Man IP. So I got to imagine Wizards Legal has developed a drinking problem trying to deal with all that nonsense. Oh. Oh no. I didn't realize the Marvel set was just Spider-Man, though. Didn't they... Because they released... Didn't they do some X-Men card Secret Lairs? Because I know I saw Storm, and I was very excited about Storm, and then realized I'm never going to have her. Because... Secret Lair. And I refuse.
I was given a message for you.
Last one I bought. Oh, right. Sheldon. Yes, the Sheldon Secret Lair. I bought that as well because it was print to demand. And that one also, the fact that it was going to charities and Sheldon is was a huge part of the main way I play Magic. I bought that one. But anything that's not print to demand is not getting my money. This one will be, there's going to be more complete Marvel sets later on. Oh, gotcha. So Arena/Online will get a not Marvel set that's mechanically exactly the same as Print Spider-Man with name, art swap. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with that. Because, when they did the Stranger Things Secret Lair. Okay, we're coming back around on more Universes Beyond stuff that I didn't like now. When they did the Stranger Things Secret Lair, I know they did the Universes Within stuff for that, and it was, nope, not the Fallow. Inclemency. And those, it was pretty disconnected from, like, unless you knew they were originally Stranger Things cards, you couldn't really tell on the card itself. Based on the art, it was very well implemented into Magic lore. I'm curious what they'll do with Spider-Man stuff, though. Because it's hard to disguise web slinging, web crawling, you know? Like, Kids on Bikes, you can turn into anything. But Spider-Man, that's going to be kind of hard to mask. I'm curious to see what they do with that.
On my way there.
But yeah, like, Universes Beyond I really like in concept. I love when they are I love them when they are freely, readily available for people to be able to buy. And I think there's so much you can do with, like, with Universes Beyond. There's so many properties that I think would work really well for Magic. To share a little bit of a project that I have in the pipeline right now, without outright spoiling anything. But imagine a Monster Hunter Universes Beyond. I don't think about that all the time. Whenever I play Magic, think about how much I would like to cast a Rathalos. But you know, there's the Final Fantasy set proves that you can have so many cool designs with all these games. A Monster Hunter Universes Beyond would be absolutely dope. We would probably never get Digimon because, like, you know, Digimon has its own card game already. But there would be so many, like, cool design spaces and so many cool designs that you could have with, like, Digimon or Pokemon or, like, any different property. It'd be cool to talk about. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Wish they could have renamed the partner ability the Stranger Things cards from Friends Forever because it feels weird within Innistrad adult characters. Listen, hey, don't we all, as adults, wish that we could have friends forever and have cultivated strong, lasting adult friendships? No, yeah, you're 100% right though. The fact that they kept it as Friends Forever is very funny to me. I will say though, if there is not in the inevitable what's the word? In the inevitable Marvel set that they have, like, more than just Spider-Man stuff. If there is not a Fling reskin that is the Fastball special, where, you know, the buff boy of the week hucks Wolverine at somebody, I will be very disappointed. And I'll make a 3-hour rant video about just the fact that that is a travesty. I'll set a timer, I'll yell at wizards for 3 hours, and we'll see what happens. It's an S-tier Universe Beyond one. I imagine it would be Commander deck set exclusive for, like, the fall. I think the same thing. I think it would be really cool to... I think it would be cool if it had an archenemy theme, where, like, you had, like, a monster-specific deck that dealt with that was, like, the canon archenemy kind of deal. But that's all I'm going to say about that right now. Keep an eye out on my blue sky.
I gathered some materials in the field pouch.
What was I saying? Right. They better huck Wolverine in that set. Or I'm gonna have words with Gavin.
Wow, we sure got here fast.
I was given a message for you.
Well, gang, we're knocking on 2 hours in, and we have not seen a single small crown monster that I am looking for, which is disheartening. It is funny, though, that the reset time of resting in the tent is about the same reset time as I have when I exit the game and then load back in. So I don't know if it's actually doing anything different. How do you feel about the upcoming Avatar The Last Airbender? There is going to be an Avatar The Last Airbender set? Like a full-ass set, or just a secret lair? Because I do think Avatar: The Last Airbender would be a really good property. I think it would fit really well in Magic. My only question is, how did they differentiate? Well, I guess the setting is different enough, because like my immediate thought was, is it not going to be too similar to Tarkir? But I guess like the each of the different nations would be, you know, like the Air Nation would out. Well, ooh, there's the question. So like airbenders are probably going to be white, right? Waterbenders blue, earthbender green, green red, fire
I was given a
benders
message for
red.
you.
Subar.
What would be black? I'm trying to think of like, because now admittedly my Avatar: The Last Airbender knowledge is not very robust. I watched, I think, like half of the original show when I was a kid, and then a couple episodes of Korra when I was in college, and that's it. I think it's a very cool world. I think the show's very cool. I just never watched all of it. So I don't know what, but I'm having a real hard time, unless it was just with other dual color stuff, if they didn't have a like mono black creature type. But I think that would be a mistake, and that would be really hard to pull off. I don't know. I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing it because I think that's a cool world. I think it fits with Magic really well. Any low fantasy, like not outright Magic setting is interesting to see how they translate to like Magic spells, you know? Like I really like how they had all of the Fallout cards in the Fallout decks. Even the like
I was given a message for
reskins
you.
of spells, through the art and through like the flavor text, they made them fit. Like Pure Steel Paladin as one of the Brotherhood of Steel. Something like Avatar: The Last Airbender, though, it's very much like there's magic in the sense that they're, you know, doing elemental abilities with kung fu. But for the most part, it's not magic. It's just like a natural part of their world and a byproduct of their like martial arts. So I'm really interested to see how they translate that. Are you three large crowns? Not a single small, but 3 large golds. Okay, fine. I'm not bitter. I'm chill with it. Thought about the evil spirits for black. I think could work. That could work, yeah. Thought about the color separation a lot for the Avatar: The Last Airbender set. I imagine that the bending styles can be put into multiple colors, like Simic for water bending, Azorius for airbenders. Black is difficult color for this set because I can't think of a single character that would be truly mono black. Maybe Vatu. Yeah, because like just thinking about what black's usual like thematic through line is on the color pie, and I can't think of anything that I remember from Avatar: The Last Airbender that's not
Time for a quick break.
some combination of colors. There's nothing that like I see as true mono black. Unless they do a full 180 and just make the Fire Nation all mono black. The Fallout reskins of existing cards was incredibly well done and thematic. Same thing with the Final Fantasy. Same thing with the Final Fantasy set too. The farewell that is Titus and Yuna. Oh, chef's kiss. That is sublime. That's perfect. Oh, talking about potential universes beyond and talking about like licensing hells. Can you imagine if they would have tried to put Kingdom Hearts cards in the Final Fantasy set? How many different layers of legal red tape they would have to go through just to make that happen? I would have loved to see it. But man, it would not have gone well. But I would do, especially since Disney's got their own card game now. But I would do great and terrible things to have canonically the most powerful mage in the Final Fantasy verse, Donald Duck, show up in my Magic the Gathering. Mizu. There's a part of me that wants to just keep going until I find a crown I need. How about a sillier universe? One of the most powerful trickster of all media, President Bill Cipher. Gravity Falls.
See that splish splashing over there? That's a sign of fish gathering.
The game is taunting me. The game is fucking taunting me, y'all. How about a sillier universe with one of the most powerful tricksters? Yeah, Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls, the little yellow man. What were you thinking, though, Yule? Oh, the FF cards, though? There's a bonus sheet with full art named versions of the existing cards. So, yeah, I don't like those. That's the one thing about the Final Fantasy set I am not big on at all, is those cards. Especially the ones that, like... For the Final Fantasy XIV cards that are just the poster for the expansion and the name of the expansion with a card that makes no thematic sense. If you clone, I can't really look it up right now, but do you remember what the card is for Shadowbringers? Please, Bill wishes he was as powerful as the almighty Bugs Bunny. Oh. Magic the Gathering Looney Tunes. There's a part of me. I need to remember that I don't have a face cam or a VTuber rig. I went through a face journey there, Matt. I would. There's so much they could do with Looney Tunes. Because you could get Space Jam. You could get Lunatics Unleashed, the weird, edgy cyberpunk show from the early 2000s. The Tasmanian Devil. Oh, I would be. You've sold me. I am 100% on board. I'll check. You feel like it was preordained or something like simply. Yeah, just something that like makes no thematic sense. It feels like they had a bunch of game moments and references they wanted to put on cards and just randomly selected them. And I think I would have been more fine with it as well if they had gotten new art for them instead of just like sloppily cropped stills from the games, you know? Because there's a lot of really good like new art showing off moments in those. Like there's a card from that's based off of Final Fantasy IX. It's like I think it's just called "You Are Not Alone," and it is one of the biggest moments in Final Fantasy IX, and they got new art for it. The Titus laugh meme from Final Fantasy X got its own card, and they did new art for it. And then there's just this whole sheet of special cards that are reskinned Universes Beyond. And it's just screenshots from their games. Or trailers. It's so weird. It's so weird.
The lightning has them amped up. Might be able to use them as a trap.
I'm not excited for those. And I hope that they're like the Thunder Junction special treatment with the newspaper border that everyone hated, so all those versions of the card are dirt cheap. because baby, that's how I got a mana drain. And felt like I could justify it. Because nobody wants the newspaper art treatment. Alright.
I was given a message for you.
Dude, now I'm just thinking about Looney Tunes. Yule. Earth-shattering kaboom would be like a it would be a coin flip. It would be a coin flip card where on a correct flip you destroy target creature. On a failed flip, nothing happens. Where's the kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom. Endwalker's Brainstorm, and Shadowbringer is Dovin's Veto. What the fuck? Those make no sense. Instants and sorcery should represent... Yeah! Right? Like, if they're trying to represent... Because, like, saying Endwalker and Shadowbringers, that's the entire expansion from the MMO. That is, like, depending on how much you play, that is, like, hundreds of hours of content. That should be a saga. That should be a saga, or it should be an enchantment. Rabbit Season, when a player attacks, you may force a creature attacking you to attack a different player. Like a deflecting... Oh! Yes! You are onto something. You are very much onto something. That is inspired, my friend. I absolutely love that. Oh, can I... Yule, can I add something to that? Because there are some cards that have an ability on them that any player can activate by paying mana. I think Rabbit Season, Duck Season would be a perfect card to have that. So as long as people have mana, they can keep spinning it back on the other person. Like, okay, I cast Rabbit Season. your opponent can then pay like 2 mana to copy that spell and have it target you instead. Duck season. You can do the same thing and just like keep, as long as you both have mana, sending it back and forth until something dies. Or the attack goes through. It would need formatting, but I think that the design space has legs. Anyway. Alright, Tempered Mizu. This one has a chance of being big.
Wow, we sure got here fast.
But yeah, Realm Reborn got a main set enchantment, which makes more sense. But Sagas for representing an entire expansion would have been cool, because then you could hit the story beats, right? Like where is the Mizu? There it is. Like Shadowbringers would start with a board wipe, and then I don't know, build up from there. But yeah, thank you for reminding me about that, because that's the one thing with the Final Fantasy set that I am not on board with right now. Everything else has been awesome. I love all the Final Fantasy IX rep. I love how well the cards work in Magic. Is my Chocobo drunk? There we go. Okay, up the vines, thank you. You're despicable. Attacking another player loses one. Attacking player loses 1 life per attacking creature. Interesting. I'm gonna scream. So we've had three Gold Crown Large Reidaos, and we've had 3 Silver Crown Large Mizutsune since we started hunting. I thought streamers were supposed to have good luck when it came to this kind of stuff. What do we think? I keep coming back to the Tasmanian Devil, because as a very energetic child who was constantly told on the playground that I needed to rein it in, I relate to the Tasmanian Devil a lot. What do we think the Tasmanian Devil would do in Magic? It would be, I think it would be green-red. Alright, right now. 3/1 Haste Menace. Haste Menace. I like Haste Menace. I like 3/1 Haste Menace. And he doesn't gotta do much more than that. He can be just like a fun, funky little guy. I like that. Yeah, I like that. That's dope. Alright. I didn't think I was going to be in danger of running out of points. But I think I might run out of points. I've used, I think, 20,000 so far of my 100,000 that I started with. Ooh, Blazy. I like it when Ray spawns there. It's a good spawn. Chocobo's taken me a weird route. But I will accept it. What's up, bud? See you later. Forest, is there a Mizu there? Nope. Mizu there, so we rest again. Okay, but what about the Tasmanian Devil being similar to Rograk? Being a zero cost 0-1 with Menace and Trample in first strike. What is okay? I am not hip with the CEDH. I am a very casual Magic player. What's the point of Rograk? Because I get, yeah, you can like you can pump him. But I see a lot of like decks that are like supposedly utilizing Rograk, but I don't see the vision. But he should definitely have haste. He definitely should have haste. That's a gimme. Taz has haste for sure.
I can't see past my whiskers.
Oh, I just had a very fun idea for... I had a very fun idea for Sylvester and Tweety. Rograk is not used for anything other than being a zero-cost commander. Well, then what's the point, then? Okay. See, I think that's part of why I will never be... of the CEDH mindset, because I'm like, why would you have a commander if you're not going to use your commander? So I think Sylvester and Tweety have partner with. Sylvester has partner with Tweety, Tweety has partner with Sylvester. But they're like they have kind of a Rin and Seri thing going, where it would be whenever a cat you control is dealt damage, Tweety does a thing, and whenever a bird you control is dealt damage, Sylvester does a thing. What those things are, couldn't tell you, but the fact that they are Looney Tunes Tom and Jerry,
I was given a message for you.
I like the idea of them playing off of each other, so having the partner with, but them getting hurt triggers the other one's ability, I think would be fun. Inclemency. I thought I saw a putty tat. Target player reveals their hand, select one card in their hand and discard that card if it's a creature scratch you.
I was given a message for you.
He can be sacrificed to rituals that require a sacrifice, and he adds red to your deck's color identity. I suppose... I see the vision, even if I don't like the vision. Like that idea a lot for those two. Taking inspiration from Rin and Seri works well. That could also they don't even have to have partner really, because they could just be one of the like the dual creature cards. It could just be Sylvester and Tweety as one creature, you know. Catbird.
Wow, you sure got here fast.
I was given a message for you.
No, I don't want a meal right now. I want to rest. And like there is like between all Looney Tunes stuff, there's no way that it couldn't be there's no way it wouldn't be a full set. There's enough stuff. It wouldn't have to just be commander decks. You hit a winner on the head, my friend. What do we think about a card for the Monstars? That's a tough one. Because like I don't know. Listen, it's been a long time since I watched Space Jam. I remember the Monstars as a group, but I remember like I don't think any of them have enough going on to be their own individual creatures. I don't remember any like defining character traits of the Monstars. So I think they would have to be like the Monstars would have to be one legendary creature alien, you know?
I was given a message for you.
How about having the Monstars themselves be big, but obviously monsters that aren't worth the cost, but an artifact that can cheat them out? Oh, they could be a transform card. They could start off as the little wormy guys, and then when they transform, they become the big basketball boys. Right? I think that would work. Maybe. I don't know. There's the long and short of it is there's a lot you could do with the Toons who are Tiny Toons. There's there's a whole set's worth of stuff here. The Muppets, Muppet Babies, Fraggle Rock. Listen. I feel like they can also start small but have an ability that steals other creatures' power and toughness. That would be neat because of like how they stole the like actual basketball players' basketball juice. Oh. Because we're on Space Jam. And this is, I think, the last thing I want to say about Universes Beyond Looney Tunes for right now. From Space Jam, legendary artifact, Michael's Secret Stuff. It is a 0-cost artifact that when it's a 0-cost equipment, you can equip it to target creature. And it gives target creature +0/+0. Muppets could be a commander deck for sure. Love it. You see the vision. You see the vision, Yule. I'm glad you see where I'm going with that one.
I was given a message for you.
Place a -1/-1. Place a -1/-1 counter on target creature. Then if it has X amount of -1/-1 counters transform. I like that. I do like that. Oh, so okay. Yule. So, kind of combine for like the little monsters. Put a +1/+1 counter on the Monstars, on the Monstar, and a -1/-1 counter on target creature an opponent controls, to kind of mimic the little alien stealing the basketball juice from the monster, or from the creature your opponent controls. Then, if that creature has, let's say four or more -1/-1 counters on it, transform little green Monstar into something else. Michael's secret stuff should be an equipment food that maybe doesn't add any stats, but maybe makes them harder to block. That would be neat. That would be neat. Oh, I did not rest. I just went to camp. Ooh, wait, no. I wanted to look to see if there was a Mizu anywhere. Can Mizu show up in Wounded Hollow?
I was given a message for you.
Because if it is, I should be looking out for Mizu there and doing it that way, because that would be faster and more guaranteed.
I heard from the others.
If we see a Looney Tunes set in the next 3 to 4 years and you get no card, I'll be kind of sad. So, okay. I learned something recently about that. So, okay, to spread the curtain a little bit. Me and a couple friends, we are working on a project that relates to coming up with potential universes beyond stuff. More on that soon, TM. But something I learned recently in like doing research for that and starting working on that is that Wizards is not allowed, like card design employees at Wizards of the Coast are not allowed to in any way, like contractually, engage with any speculative card design or fan designs or anything. They can't like it on Twitter. They can't like comment on it. They can't like listen or like look at anything that is not them designing their own cards, so that they have a like a legal like there's no way that someone can say, hey, I designed this card or I came up with this idea and Wizards took it. So if there is ever a Looney Tunes card design, if there is ever a Looney Tunes set, then you just need to give yourself a round of applause, because you came up with a good idea at around the same time as they did. But yeah, legally, they cannot engage with it or see it. So they aren't engaging, just outright stealing the idea. That's kosher with that. So that is the thing. Is like,
I was given a message for you.
legally, they have everything on paper that they are not taking anyone's idea. I think if a design were too similar, you would still be able to have a case like, hey, no, I have proof that I came up with this. But I also think, like, from what I have seen and what I have heard from people who are, like, connected to Wizards of the Coast and have, like, talked to people, it's like, no, that's a very strict thing. Like, we cannot in any way do anything that would, like, compromise us making our own original designs. So yeah. Marvin the Martian reskin of a Nicol Bolas card. That'd be cool. Marvin. Wait, is this? Oh, god damn it! I saw him clipping through the dune, and I got so excited. I was like, "This is it. This is the one." He looks little. Does this son of a bitch not look tiny to anyone else?
Look out!
Why is the game lying to me? God damn it. I guess, I mean, like, who is a villain that can, because here's the thing, Nicol Bolas is too competent to be Marvin. He's not tiny. Tiny is 4'10", and he's 4'11". See, that's that. Listen, as a short king, I respect Rey Dao's 4'10" or 4'11" stature. But that's the thing. Like Nicol Bolas is too competent. I think if is there a villain in Magic the Gathering who just consistently gets shit on, has no good, very bad days? As much as I hate to admit it, I think Marvin the Martian might be a Jace skin. The multiverse's worst dad, Jace Bellerin, would, I think, be Marvin the Martian. Tezzeret does frequently have a lot of no good, very bad days. I could also see Marvin the Martian as a Tezzeret reskin. You're right.
Time for a quick break. For sure.
Oh man, now I'm just thinking about how funny it is. Like, okay, if you're okay, I was gonna say if this motherfucker is another gold crown large Rey, I'm gonna lose it. Thankfully, he only made me slightly lose it. The current storyline. Tez is the face of the next set, though, so maybe he's getting his day. Well, okay. Didn't they just break Nicol Bolas out of gay baby jail? Didn't, like, he just get released from the spirit realm or whatever? Because they can't, because Wizards refuses to actually let a villain die and face consequences? Wizards has the opposite Marvel problem. Marvel kills too many villains. Wizards just doesn't let him go.
I was given a message for you.
Because if you think for a second that Nicol Bolas isn't busting out of jail and immediately tracking down Tezzeret to be like, "Where's my favorite punching bag?" You got another thing coming. But the storyline of Jace adopting a son and being like, this is my child. I am going to become a villain, and I'm going to end the world, and I'm going to love my son in the process. And then one set later, already loses the child in a haunted house. And then in the next set, loses the child in a high-stakes car race. And then in the next set, continues to lose the child. Jace Beleren, Multiverse's worst dad, is the best part of, Jace's weird heel turn in the storyline. It has endeared me to Jace just because of how much he sucks now.
I'll get ready too.
Like, everyone used to hate Jace, I feel, because he was the constant poster boy of wizards, of magic who could do no wrong. Now I love Jace because he is just an absolute shitty character who can do no right.
I was given a message.
So it's less MCU and more Marvel Comics? Exactly, yeah.
Cigar.
Exactly. Alright, Ray. Nope, I think he's big. The fact that I could see him from the camp as I was heading over there, I think he's too big. Yep. Yeah, so Jace, Froska, and Lute go into the meditation realm. Jace's plan was to use Nicole's gem to gain enough power to turn back time to stop the Phyrexian invasion. And they end up, like, busting him out of jail on accident, right? Jace did not fare well in the invasion. Yeah, he got Phyrexianed, and then he got better.
A potential target has appeared. Check your map when you're ready.
Because he's Wizard's smartest boy at Magic High School. He could just stop being a Phyrexian with the power of love and anime. In doing so, they reminded Nicol Bolas of his name, allowing him to regain his memories and escape. And then Jace basically disintegrated the Wait, is Jace? Did they kill him again? Overall, big failure. Jace's hubris is undefeated. I love that his heel turn is just him absolutely sucking shit at everything he tries to do.
I was given a message for you.
Oh, okay. How many points do I have left? I am down to 70,000. Good God. And not a single small monster in sight. Glory said he was able to use his mind magic powers to seal his conscious self away until he could be fixed. Yeah. I did. So, okay. I am a sucker for written romance. I like Jason and Vraska. I think they're cute. And that story of them getting unphyrexianized with the help of, like, Jace's parents and all that, that was a cute little story. And I still absolutely love that it has resulted in nothing but Jace getting absolutely shit on every single set as he loses his son in a new and even more stupid way. Definitely made it seem like he died, but the next set is taking place in the Blind Eternities in space, so it feels like the whole multiverse is breaking because of his actions. God damn it, Jace.
I was given a message for you.
Jason Vraska is good. It is good. Every telepathic twink needs a hot goth snake lady in their life. You can quote me on that. It's days like these I'm glad I don't still stream on Twitch where people can save my quotes for ever and ever. I know I said I was done bringing up potential Magic Universes Beyond. What if they did, just because I was saying heel turn a whole lot in talking about Jace there. What if they did a professional wrestling set? I no longer want a card of The Undertaker because he's a fucking trumper, but, like... What if professional wrestling set?
Ramped up. Might be able to use them as a trap.
You're so right. I am right and I should say it. Listen, if the local ace bard knows what's up. Undertaker is okay, Mark Calloway not so much. That's okay, yes, that's true. Separating art from the artist.
I was given a message for you.
No, not cook a meal. God damn it. Mostly I think I just want a Rey Mysterio card. I would do great and terrible things to have a Rey Mysterio commander. Alright. What time is it? It's 9:30. So 2 minutes out of it. Okay. I am... One of two things is going to happen. Either it will be around 10 o'clock Central, or I will find a small crown Raidao or Mizutsune. Whichever of those happens first is when I am going to end stream for tonight. I'm going to go for another 30 minutes or until I get a small crown Ray or Mizu. Because I do still unfortunately have to get up pretty early tomorrow morning, so I cannot go too much longer than that tonight. But thank y'all for hanging out with me. I am sorry I have not hunted very many monsters in this. I was really hoping that I would
I was
find
given a message for you.
a couple crowns tonight. What I might do... What I might do before next week, because Sunday is going to be the first Final Fantasy IX stream. And then next Wednesday is going to be Monster Hunter. And what I might try to do before next Wednesday is I might try and find just the investigations for the crowns that I need, so I can do those hunts right away on stream and share them with people in chat if they need them. Instead of trying to like find them on stream. Enjoyed hanging out and just chatting. That's good. Wait. I was gonna scream if it was then, after I just said everything I just said. I have as well. Like, I mentioned before, I used to stream on Twitch, and I definitely missed that aspect of it. One of my favorite feelings in the world is sitting on a couch with a couple friends and either playing a video game and just like talking with friends as they watch me play, or like watching someone game and just like shooting the shit with them the entire time. And that is the vibe I like to bring to streaming when I can, is just like, even if we're not talking about the game, just shooting the shit, you know? That's the gaming high I have been chasing since I was a kid. Like, that feeling of sitting in your friend's room, everyone crowded around a little CRTV, taking turns playing Street Fighter, or like cheering them on as they play Dynasty Warriors, and you're hoping that they like are able to unlock Lu Bu this time before they get gobsmacked. Like, shit like that is what I live for. And streaming is a very cool way to bring that kind of thing back, especially now that like everyone I know, we are all adults with lives, and some of us families, and live in very different states. It's not the right crown, Ray. It's not the right crown, Ray. You are a shithead. So yeah, so I really appreciate y'all just hanging out and talking while I frustrate myself looking for monsters.
I'll get ready too.
I was given a message for you.
I am going to ask. I'm gonna do a little bit of YouTube shilling, if you will indulge me for a second. If you have been hanging out in the stream and have been enjoying hanging out in the stream and all that, I would ask you to please just give the stream a like. It really does make a difference in terms of YouTube knowing that people like to see my content and putting it out there. And yeah, that's I guess the long and short of it. Bada bing, bada boom. If you've been hanging out in the stream and haven't liked it, also give it a like, because here's the thing, I can't see dislikes, so you gotta like it, so that I know that I know you hate it.
Potential target is check your map when you're ready.
Oh, what am I doing? Okay. And small.
Over here.
Son of a bitch. Alright, any muses around? Another little bit of shilling. Again, I now have access to channel memberships. And the first channel member perk that I am going to be doing is starting in June. Either monthly or bi-monthly, I haven't fully decided yet. I'm going to be doing a stream for channel members of Monster Hunter 1 for the PlayStation 2 on native hardware. So I'm not going to have any like quality of life mods to deal with the the absolute nightmare clunkiness of the first game. So if you're interested at all in seeing me suffer, consider supporting the channel by becoming a member. If you can't monetarily or just don't want to, I completely understand. I'm thinking I might put highlights from those VODs up on the channel just as regular videos, but not the full VODs themselves. I don't know. I want to have something of that for people who can't, become channel members financially. I don't want people to lose out on all that. But if you want to see me suffer live, that's the way to do it. Oh, Ray. Oh, Ray, oh, Ray, oh, Ray. Ray hates me, guys. Ray absolutely hates me, gang. This is going to be another thing, kind of like talking about Monster Hunter and other properties. I have been, since college, trying to figure out a way to make a Monster Hunter tabletop game work. And the issue that I keep running into every time I sit down and I try and figure out a plot or figure out mechanics, because the carving and the crafting, that's easy. That's just random tables, baby. And statting out monsters to have different parts they give and equipment crafting, there's a lot of supplements that have to do with that. The issue is the same one that I run into whenever I try to think about analyzing Monster Hunter stories and plot and themes, is the fact that the core gameplay loop of Monster Hunter is so disconnected from narrative that it's hard to do a tabletop role-playing game which is inherently incredibly story-focused and also make room for people to farm monsters. The only thing I could think of that would really work would be something like the Monster Hunter board game that already exists, or something like a Warhammer, where it is less of a role-playing game and more of a tabletop miniature war game. What are y'all's thoughts? I don't know if y'all have ever considered something like that before or not. But I know both of y'all are involved in tabletop games and D&D and stuff, so I would welcome your opinions. Alright. Anything in the forest for me? Nope.
I was given a message for you.
Watch, it's gonna be the last one. It's gonna be the final ray of the night is going to be the small crown. Definitely not you. You look pretty big. No, but not a crown. Interesting. I was fully expecting that one to be at least a crown monster. Do Mizutsune show up in I guess that's another question. Does anyone know, do Mizutsune show up in the Wounded Hollow? Do they show up in the arena? Because I've never seen them. It's one of the only other non-Apex monsters that I have never seen in the arena itself. I think a hard part as well would be the feint system. Playing TTRPG or board games without possible death feels like it takes away from something. That's true, yeah. That would definitely have to be I guess the way you could do it would be having a failed quest. You could have like some kind of like timer ticking down to like a kind of like apocalyptic kind of like doomsday arc sort of deal. And failing a quest ticks that timer up faster, maybe? That's too many Congolalas. Alright. Yeah, the grinding aspect, pretty difficult to approach. It's something that I've always thought like really interesting about Monster Hunter, is that in canon, the hunter is only ever fighting the monster once in the story. Like the grinding and everything is a purely gameplay driven thing. Which, given the hunter's role in the story as effectively a game warden and a like nature conservationist, makes a lot of sense. Like it doesn't thematically work for the hunter to be running around decimating entire populations. But it does create like that disconnect between what the player is expecting out of gameplay and thematically what the story is meant to represent, you know? Are you familiar with Fabula Ultima? I am not. Give me the elevator pitch. What's Fabula Ultima? Alright, Tempered Mizu. This is going to be the last monster I check tonight. If this Mizu is not a crown, either large or small, then it's been an honor hanging out with you. Well, as the kids say, womp womp. Alright. You know what? No, I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna check one more array. Just one more array. This is why I can't gamble. This is why I'm never gonna go to Vegas. Because I would be doomed. But no, I am not familiar with Fabula Ultima. Is it a tabletop board game, or is it a like RPG? No, why did it... Come on. Tempered Array. Let's do this. It's a Final Fantasy-inspired TTRPG that focuses on narrative and multiclass. Ooh. Interesting. Well, alright. Check the forest in the ruins before I go. And yeah, that is, I think, where I'm going to call it for tonight. Unfortunately, we were not able to get any of the crowns that I wanted, that I needed, and that's fine. Yeah, I'm thinking for next week, if I decide I want to do Monster Hunter Wilds again, I'm probably going to try and find as many of the investigations for the crowns that I need as I can before stream starts. So during stream, I can hunt those and post up the quest for people if they want to join in and get those crowns as well. Otherwise, I will probably be doing this again, or I might play a different Monster Hunter. I've been thinking of diving back into Monster Hunter Frontier a little bit until Title Update 2 drops, because I really like that MMO. There's so many weird monsters, and it's a lot of fun to play around with. But we'll see. I will keep you all posted. Once again, I will ask you guys if you enjoyed the stream. If you've been watching and have enjoyed it, please like it. It does actually do a whole lot for just making sure YouTube knows people are actually enjoying my content and recommending it and all that jazz. Sunday, this coming Sunday at 6 o'clock, barring any other weird scheduling shenanigans, I will be going live with the first part of a Final Fantasy IX playthrough. I'm going to be doing that for, one, just my own fun, because I love that game, and also recording footage for an upcoming video. And then after that, we'll be getting to the point where I'll be looking to start the members exclusive stream of Monster Hunter 1. So I will keep you all posted when I decide to do that. Utilizes a clock system similar to what you mentioned, but both in combat with world time as a whole. So staying in town forever will have consequences as the villains advance their plans. I like that. That sounds like a lot of fun. I am 100% going to look that up after I get done tonight. So thank you for telling me about that. That sounds really cool. My core TTRPG group, we've been playing a Hack of Heart for our most recent campaign, which is like a very brutal dungeon delvey game where it's very much inspired by like Made in Abyss, that funky fucked up little anime, if you've ever watched that. We've been playing through that, and that's been a lot of fun. But, hey, I just noticed something. Before I stop streaming, take a look at the rock that is, like, you're looking at my character right now. The rock that is, like, up and to the right from my character. As I'm doing the prance, I am, like, just going in and out of its, like, texture loading zone, and it's going from, like, a nice, rounded, smooth little rock to a sharp and angular one as soon as I am, like, completing that circle, and I just noticed that. Jingleham's the Bard, warping the realities of time and space simply by existing. And with that pointed out, I hope everyone has a great night. Thank you all for hanging out with me as I crown hunted. I am sorry that we didn't get any of the actual crowns that I wanted to get, but there's always next week. So have a good rest of your night, everybody, and until next time, I will see y'all next time.